Hi everyone, welcome to Shreem channel. Enjoy learning physics with our Shreem. And in today's class of 12th physics, we'll start with superposition principle. For the previous sessions, you could refer our previous videos. I have provided the link in the description box to explore more. Stay connected and subscribe to our Shreem channel. The topic under discussion in our today's class is superposition principle. So in the previous class we learnt about Coulomb's law and important aspects of Coulomb's law, and here we are going to discuss what is the need for the superposition principle and what is superposition principle. We'll step into the content now, and so far we learnt Coulomb's law, and in the Coulomb's law only the interaction between 2 point charges were explained. But if at all there are more than 2 point charges, then how is it possible to calculate the force on one charge due to all other charges? So this was the question that arises. Yes, it is possible to explain the interaction between the multiple charges also, and for this purpose the superposition principle is really helpful. So what is superposition principle? The total force acting on a given charge is equal to the vector sum of forces exerted by all other charges. See, now you just consider a system of n charges from q1, q2, q3 goes on to qn. Then how will you write the expression for the force exerted on the charge q1 by the charge q2? So you can just see a pink color arrow that highlights the expression. What is given? Vector F12. What does this vector F12 denotes? It denotes the force exerted on the charge q1 by the charge q2. So that is equal to what? K into q1 q2 by r square 21 to r cap 21. Okay, this is the expression. Now we'll see what is each and every term denotes. What does this r cap 21 denotes? It denotes the unit vector from q2 to q1. And what is r21? It is the distance between the charges q1 and q2. So here you have to note that the electrostatic force between the two charges, okay, like q1 and q2, it remains unaffected by the presence of other charges. Similarly, you just consider the other criteria also, because we have already said that we are now having a system of charges ranging from q1, q2 goes on to qn. So now we have dealt with the force acting on the charge q2 by q1. Now you consider another thing. What will be the force exerted on q1 by the charge q3? So in that case, how will the expression change? You can just see that red color arrow. It points to what? Vector F13 equals k into q1 q3 by r square 31 into r cap 31. Now what is this? So by continuing this, by repeating this step, we can just write a set of expressions. That is what I have highlighted with this pink arrow again. What is that? Vector F1 total equals vector F12 plus vector F13 plus vector F14 plus goes on vector F1n. What does this vector F1 total denotes? It denotes the total forces acting on the charge q1 by or due to all other charges, right? That's it. So this is the superposition principle. Now we'll have a short recap on what we have learned today. We just learned what is a superposition principle. So superposition principle is highly necessary in order to calculate the forces acting on a charge by multiple charges. And one thing that you have to keep it very clear is that without superposition principle, Coulomb's law will be an incomplete thing, because both the superposition principle and Coulomb's law, they form the fundamental principles of electrostatics, and which in turn is highly helpful to explain all the phenomena in electrostatics, but they are not derivable from each other. That's the highlight here.